Welcome to another video on investing in stock. It's no longer news that the federal government and the CBN have put a ban on the trading of cryptocurrency in the country. The CBN has given directives to all banks in the country to close down accounts of every individual trading cryptocurrency in Nigeria. Now, in this video, we'll be talking about the implication of this ban. How does it affect the common man? How does it affect the economy by itself? And the impact it plays to businesses operating in the fintech industry in Nigeria, which is a new industry in the country. We'll be discussing all this. However, before we jump into the discussion, I will encourage you, if you're new to this channel, please subscribe to this channel, hit the notification bell and smash that like button because it does help the YouTube algorithm. Without wasting much of the time, we'll dive straight into the video and start the discussion. In case you're still living under the rock, when we're talking about crypto, we're talking about Bitcoin, Ethereum, Doge, Chainlink, Ripple, a whole lot of cryptocurrencies being traded in the virtual world. If you don't know much about Bitcoin and a whole lot, I'll leave a link below for you to actually click on and read about it. This video is not about discussing the history of Bitcoin. We're not here to tell you what Bitcoin is all about. You can read up and see what's going on. What we're discussing here, we're just trying to see how we can make this video as short as possible. We'll just be talking about the ban on crypto trading in Nigeria. Why would the federal government actually put a ban on a currency that the whole world is actually looking to embrace? Like, you have PayPal backing it, a whole lot of rich people that were not thinking about Bitcoin in the past. A whole lot of rich people investing in the stock market initially saying Bitcoin is a scam, now actually investing in Bitcoin as well as the stock market. The world richest man, which is Elon Musk, is actually a big campaigner for Bitcoin, Dogecoin, and he supports that. So why would the Nigerian government at this point in time decide to put a ban? So just from research that I've actually done, back in 2017, 2018, thereabout, when they first tried to actually put a ban on Bitcoin, the major reason they said was because it's like gambling and they're trying to like protect Nigerians from losing their fun. It's funny, man. It's funny. Now, this is my hard-earned money. I've worked, I've labored, and I've been paid, and I've decided to like invest my money in Bitcoin, and the CBN or the federal government is telling me not to invest my money because I may lose my money. Hey, it's my money. I want to lose my money. Like that. To me, that reason does not actually make any much sense, because in the very same Nigeria, in the streets of Nigeria, you have organizations like SureBet, Bet Niger, and different betting companies operating without any regulation, and people are working in there losing millions of naira every day, and the government have not actually gone into this organization and say, hey, we want to protect each Nigeria betting here from losing their money. Instead, they're talking about Nigerians, common Nigerians, doubling up their money in cryptocurrency, like in trading Bitcoin, because it's a good way for them to make money. Like, that excuse saying we're protecting Nigeria is a very lame excuse. I don't want to buy that. Now, the second reason from my research, from what I've gathered, is the fact that the federal government is saying that cryptocurrency is what is funding terrorism in the country, because people trade crypto. They cannot actually track this. I know, yes, that's why Bitcoin was actually created, one of the reasons, so you can actually move your resources from one country to the other without the government even finding out or anything. There's no bank regulation holding the money, and that's why Bitcoin was actually made. So the government can actually track this money, and they believe that's what is using to fund terrorism. Now, this is all going back to the NSAS protest, the Lekki massacre. The government of Nigeria will do everything to see how they can control certain things in the country, because it was a shock to see such a massive organization. Like everybody was so organized coming out. One particular reason I actually saw online while doing this research, and I kind of sat back and thought about it, and it made a whole lot of meaning, and it comes down to interest rates in the country. You see, the banking sector, people are no longer putting their keeping their money in the bank anymore in Nigeria. So they are investing their money into cryptos and trading, because it's giving them a quicker return compared to what the bank will actually give, the interest the bank will give if they leave their money in the bank. Now, for this reason, people are investing in crypto. Now, the economy, there's not much money. I think even right now, there's a ban from sending money from Europe, like euro and pounds. You can't actually send euro and pounds to Nigeria. You can only send dollars into Nigeria right now. So I think there's a whole lot of issues going on that we do not actually know. That's why I'm kind of leaning towards this interest rate as well, because since the bank don't have enough money, they cannot actually borrow money the way they want to, and a whole lot of people are actually keeping their money online in the virtual world, trading crypto. Like, Nigeria is actually the largest country in Africa trading crypto, and according to Paxful, Nigeria is the second highest holder on their platform when it comes to crypto. So over $500 million are being traded from Nigeria. $500 million. Now, this is a whole lot of money leaving the country. So this is one reason why the federal government is actually putting a ban on crypto. So this money can no longer leave the country. Instead, it stays in the country, because somehow I think that we need money in the country. What happens in the long run? In the long run, it means that the rate of poverty will increase, because if people could transform their money into dollars and make more money for themselves by trading crypto, and now you're cutting this away from those people, it means these people can no longer invest their resources and make more money for themselves, and there's no job to actually give them more money. So inflation will eat up their money, and these guys will remain poor. So that's what one danger in the long run. Aside that, what happens to the young entrepreneurs actually building platform like fintech, in the fintech industry, for people to actually invest online? These young entrepreneurs, they've spent money. Some of these organizations like Binance, they've moved into the country, getting a whole lot of people setting up platforms to get people and employ people in that industry. Now you're cutting the trading of crypto away from these people. It means people will lose job, and these organizations will no longer function, which means more unemployed people in the country. So these are things that will definitely impact the country, positive and negative. Yeah, there may be money. The government may achieve the fact that yes, we've succeeded in bringing back over $500 million that leave the economy, but the long run is not positive, because people will be out of jobs. There will be no money for people, and people will languish in poverty once again. Now, when it comes to this movement the government have taken, like this particular ban, the federal government is not the first. Like different countries, I think back in March 2020, the Supreme Court in India actually reverted the government policy, because the government in India were looking for ways to see how they can put a ban on Bitcoin, on crypto back in India. However, the Supreme Court came out with a judgment and said no. Rather than the government place a complete ban, what the government should actually do is look for ways to monitor and create regulations to guide this. And it's not just in India. Same thing happened in China, I think about 2017, 2018, where the government actually did place a ban on crypto trading. Although it is legal in the country, but the banking sector, that's the way it's being operated there. There are some other countries, even in Africa, like Egypt, I think somewhere in Asia, Nepal, there are different countries where crypto is not accepted. So what the government is actually doing, I do understand we're not the only one here. However, most economies, like the big economies, they're already going ahead. They're moving into the future. They're already tapping into the future and looking for ways to see how they can work side by side with crypto at the same time with the dollar exchange and the whole lot. So we should be looking towards that direction as a country. That's what I feel, because that's the future, and we should be innovative as well. I know, yes, our government, the people controlling the economy, are not that innovative, but it's not something we should be looking at putting a ban outrightly. It's something that we should we should have a regulation to guide investment, to guide all this stuff, and see how they can track accounts that are actually doing this stuff. We all have BVN right now. I do understand that it's tough controlling crypto. So what's the way forward? How will the common man continue to beat inflation? How will the common man continue to transform their money into assets? There are several ways. Like, one of the major way the rich people actually survive government policies is the fact that they diversify. And that's one thing we should be doing as Nigerians, as young Nigerians, investing and looking for ways to make more money. We shouldn't just put all our eggs in one basket. You see, a rich investor, what he does is he has his money in the stock market, has his money in gold, has his money in government bonds, has his money in real estate, like different investment. And the reason why they do this is because of policies like this. So should, in case the government comes with a policy that is not suitable for one of their investment, one sector they've invested in, or one industry they've invested in, they have the others that supports that, and they can pull their resources from that sector and find way to invest that particular cash. That's what they do. Like during the pandemic, while the poor people were losing jobs and losing resources and going poorer, they were making more money because they took their money from the stock market because it was going down, took that money out. The government needed funds to buy PPE and pay for workers. So the government came out with bonds. Hey, borrow us this money and we'll give this certain amount of interest for the money. And they took their money from the stock market and borrowed it to the government, because at that time they'll make more money. The government will pay back. So they borrowed the government. Some of them took their money into gold, and that's how some of these people went into Bitcoin trading, because that's one of the reasons why Bitcoin spiked up, because so many people got into Bitcoin. In the past, when the stock market goes down, gold goes up. That's how it works, vice versa. So if the stock market is booming, gold goes down, and if the stock market is down, gold goes up. So this time around, gold is up, Bitcoin came up as well, because they started investing in Bitcoin as well, just to protect their wealth. So this is one thing we should do in Nigeria going forward. Now the government has actually placed a ban on Bitcoin trading, on crypto trading. One thing we can do is our resources, if we still want to protect our naira, hedge our naira, beat the Nigerian inflation, we can invest in the stock market. Now, I'm not talking about the Nigerian stock market. It's legal to invest in foreign stocks from Nigeria. So we can buy shares of Apple, Microsoft, Tesla, Facebook, Amazon, Alphabet, Shopify. There's so many, Netflix, Zoom. There are so many organizations in the American stock exchange that can actually double your money from Nigeria. And not just double your money, also give you compound interest in the future, like future investment. I know it's not, the return sometimes is not as high as Bitcoin because of volatility and the period we're in right now, where Bitcoin has just gone bonkers all of a sudden, like oof. We can, since the government is looking for a way to restrict that, we can take our resources from that, from this particular part, which is the Bitcoin part, and move our resources into buying foreign stock By the time we start buying foreign stock, what this will mean is we will have our money secured. Now, this is our money still invested somewhere, beating inflation, doubling, bringing compound interest. And at the same time, we can still leave some part of our money in Bitcoin, depending on whenever the government decide to reverse their ban, rather than falling in love completely with Bitcoin and putting your all, investing your all in Bitcoin. And if the government refuse to reverse their ban, the money is stuck somewhere. So just going forward, this is one thing we should do: diversify. We should diversify, get into stock investment, get into real estate, get into government bonds, and also keep crypto. Myself, I do invest, like 10% of my investment is in crypto, and then I have the stock market. That's how I diversify mine, and I don't just invest in a particular country. But I have investment in the Irish stock market, in the London Stock Exchange, and also in the American stock. So that's how I diversify. So if the American stock market is not actually performing, I know my Irish stock or the UK stock, my European stock may be performing, or days that the American stock are not, the markets are closed, I still know that the market here is in operation, so I'm still making money every day or losing money, whatever. But all I'm saying is we need to diversify, invest in different countries, invest in the Chinese stock market, American market, and also keep some of your investments in cryptocurrency as well. This is the way forward to actually beat. You can still invest in, there's so many investments where you can actually edge your Naira. But these two, like stock market and crypto, is what I do. And I will encourage you to diversify your fund as well and invest going forward. So that's it for this video. If you're new to this channel, I'll encourage you to please subscribe to this channel, hit the notification bell, and smash the like button. Please leave a comment below. Tell me what you think about the ban.